Hello, welcome back to my channel. My name is Camille, your favorite realtor here in North Carolina and South Carolina. Today, I am going to be talking about some of my favorite neighborhoods after living in Charlotte for a few years now. And also because I am a real estate professional, I've had a chance to go to several different areas within Charlotte, neighboring cities, the outskirts, different pockets, and I have seen a ton of houses. I've been in a ton of neighborhoods. I've at this point probably seen over 200, 300 houses during my time of being here, if not more. I don't really keep up, but I've seen a lot of houses. So today I am going to be talking about some of the favorite neighborhoods that are on my list, so that if you are in the process of relocating to Charlotte and you're trying to figure out a starting point, or maybe you live in Charlotte currently and you're trying to figure out where to go, these are personally some of my favorites that I'm going to be sharing with you today. So we're going to go ahead and get started. I have a list of them. And I'll kind of give you guys some of my reasoning and some of the background. You'll start to get a trend with me and start to see like what my vibes are, because I feel like what works for me may not work for somebody else depending on what type of lifestyle you have, right? If you are totally fast paced, you're coming from Manhattan, New York, or living in the city, then you might just want to ignore this video unless you're looking for a slower pace, because I don't really like to be in the mix. So I'm not the type of person where as soon as I walk out of my house, I want to walk to different shops and walk to the grocery store. I don't like that. I feel like places like that are very congested. Typically places like that, you're like on top of each other, you're in the city, and I personally do not like that. I like places where you can find homes that are a little bit further apart, nice sidewalks, there's ample parking for guests. I don't have to struggle with street parking for my guests. I don't like that. So this video is not going to be pointing you in in areas that is like that. And then I'm also a sucker for nice grocery stores, nice amenities and parks that are close by, nice shopping centers, you know, when you want to do a little dilly dally. I like places like that, so I am getting that out of the way with as I start this video, because if you're looking for me to tell you the middle of Uptown, it won't be this video. I'm not that person. I feel as though different lifestyles warrant different areas. I'm also not a person who wants to be out in the middle of nowhere, because I like for things to be accessible. And if I need to go to the grocery store very quickly or get to somewhere very quickly, I don't want to do a lot of driving. I'm okay with a little bit of driving. I'm not okay with going 25, 30 minutes out for some of the basic things or for fast food. Also, I am kind of a sucker for fast food. I do cook, but I love a good Chipotle. I love a Zaxby's. I love a Moe's. I love a Cava. I love Chick-fil-A. I love Cookout. Those are kind of my top fast food choices of restaurants in terms of fast food. And so I like to be close to that vicinity when I don't feel like cooking. You know, it's nothing for me to go out that morning to pick up something. So these places that I'm going to be sharing with you today kind of have that vibe. And I'm probably not going to elaborate too much more, because again, that's kind of the vibe of all of these places and why I would move there. So I'm not going to make out this long drawn out reason of why I would move there, because honestly my reason is a little bit shallow. It just looks nice. There are nice areas. It's clean. It's the basics. I see people walking around. You know, there's sidewalks. It just looks clean. Everything looks new. People are biking. There's nice parks that are nearby, nice grocery stores. So, and I feel safe. Some of the areas may or may not be diverse. I personally don't care. Like, I feel like there's enough diversity in Charlotte. I don't necessarily need to live somewhere that's also diverse. I personally don't care. I'm going to be in my house most of the time. And I may or may not be outside in my backyard, but that's about it. Honestly, I don't care about that, and I pretty much get along with everyone. So that's just me. I know a lot of people are very just wanting a lot of diversity in areas, and for me that's not really important, as long as the people are nice. I could care less. So here are some of my top areas. The first one is going to be Ballantyne. I have spent quite a bit of time in Ballantyne because my former real estate team was located in Ballantyne, and my current Keller Williams office is also in Ballantyne. Ballantyne has a lot of corporate areas. It has parks, beautiful parks. There's nice greenery areas. There are two specific shopping districts that I'm thinking about where it has the movie theater, Harris Teeter, Target, Chick-fil-A, Wendy's, Chipotle, all the things that I talked about in the beginning of the video. Me personally, as you can see, I am natural. I would say that Ballantyne kind of lacks beauty supply stores. I feel like you have to go out a little bit further to get to beauty supply stores. I'm not talking about Sally's. I am talking about a beauty supply store that has all the things, okay? Ballantyne does not have that, but it is really nice. The Bowl at Ballantyne, they are building up that area. There's new apartments that are coming there, very nice restaurants. There is another park over there, which is really nice. They built this big brewery over there. They have the amphitheater where they host concerts and just different vendor events down there. It's really nice. And then you continue to go down and you have just all these different districts and very nice restaurants. Ballantyne is also known for top rated schools. So you have a lot of nice schools in that area. A lot of people love living in Ballantyne, which is considered South Charlotte because of the schools. Price point of homes, single family homes will range between like a 500, 700, 800. You do have a few $1 million properties in there. There is like a golf course. I'm not really into golf. My husband is just now getting into golf, but it's just overall a really nice area. And there's fitness centers. There's so much that I feel like everything you need is in Ballantyne for me specifically, except for a beauty supply store. And then not only that, you are close to the interstate. Like, no matter where you are in Ballantyne, I feel like the proximity of hopping on the interstate is very close. So yeah, I really enjoy Ballantyne, and I feel as though it's a great place to consider if you are thinking about making a move within Charlotte or moving to Charlotte. The next place that I really like, and I'm looking down at my phone for like my notes, is Still Creek. Still Creek is going to be west, kind of like southwest a little bit of Charlotte. It's also really nice. It is heavily dense with residential and of single family and apartments. So you do have a lot of apartments over in Still Creek. But I love the fact that, again, Still Creek has nice shopping centers that I can go to. There's a lot over there. There's a lot of shopping as well. There is Harris Teeter. I think Publix is over there. They have smoothies and like it's just everything. And then also there's a lot of like areas in Still Creek where adjacent to the streets there is places to walk on a sidewalk, and I really like that. Still Creek is also known for the outlets, so you have the outlets over there. I personally do not go to the outlets, Charlotte Premium Outlets. as much. Just having kids, like I don't have a lot of time to dilly dally if I'm not working on my business or building my real estate empire, my family legacy, spending time with my family. I'm not really like out a lot like that, to be honest. Every now and then we will go out to eat, try a new restaurant, but that is some of the reason why I like Still Creek. And I feel as though the home prices over there are also very modest. It's very average. It's very in line with the market. So you could be spending between a good 350, 375 upwards, 450, 475 for a single family home. And it's a good size home. Like 4 bedrooms, loft, fenced in yard. Overall, I do feel as though Still Creek is diverse as well. And that is one of the reasons why I would consider moving to Still Creek. The only drawback about Still Creek, you do have close access to the interstate or highways depending on how deep you go into Still Creek. It is becoming very popular over that way. So sometimes, depending on where you're located in Still Creek, it can take you almost 20 minutes to get from one part of Still Creek to just the interstate. So depending on how deep you are into Still Creek, I would say that's the only drawback is infrastructure there, just because of how popular it has gotten. And yet I still would consider it. I just personally would consider a home that's closer to the actual interstate. Okay, the next area, let me check these off as I'm talking about it, is the Palisades. So the Palisades is also South Charlotte. A lot of these places are going to be South Charlotte. I love South Charlotte. The Palisades is this master community, this master neighborhood. It has everything: pools, pickleball, tennis courts, clubhouse with a fitness center, sidewalks. It is a really nice neighborhood. It's also a master community, so there's going to be a lot of things that are going on for you, for your family. Like, it's just a very involved neighborhood. Price point over that way is going to be probably closer to 700s. Fairly newer properties. A lot of different builders over there as well. But the Palisades is another one of those communities that's just really nice. Like, you know, when you go into certain areas and it just feels like a breath of fresh air, clean air, polished trees, just very clean. The Palisades is one of those communities. It is very well kept. Everyone's lawn just looks really nice. It's a nice area. And it also doesn't take very long to get to the shopping centers either. Top maybe 10-12 minutes. And yeah, that's the main reason I would consider the Palisades. I just love that neighborhood here in Charlotte. The next one is North Lake. So North Lake is not, of course, South Charlotte. It's north. It does have North Lake Mall over there, but similar reasons. They have a nice shopping center area, close proximity to most of the fast food restaurants that I like. Price point over there is also going to be pretty reasonable for a single family home. You'll likely be spending in the 400s. If you go for a smaller size home, like 1,200, 1,300 square foot, you'll likely be spending closer to 300s. It's a nice area. I will say North Lake, I'm just thinking off the top of my head, the communities in North Lake are a little more established. So I'm just thinking, I don't think there's a lot of new construction happening over there that I can think of. Like a lot of these homes are going to be in established neighborhoods, you know, those brick homes, mature trees, things of that nature. But I would still consider it for the fact that the highway, once again, is very accessible, and there's a ton of shopping things. They have Target, Dollar Tree, all the things. And also parks up that way. It's also very close to my church. So for that reason, I would consider North Lake if we were looking to make a move. These other areas that I'm going to talk about, I'm going to kind of, well, two of them for sure, I'll be grouping together, honestly, because I haven't spent a whole lot of time. I have shown properties in these areas, and every time I go over there, I'm like, I really like this. But I will be honest and say I have not spent a lot of time shopping and dilly-dallying and just exploring these areas. But these two I still would consider moving to based on what I've seen. And that's Tigakay and Fort Mill. So Tigakay is closer to Lake Wylie. So you have all of your water sports. If you're into boating and fishing and kayaking, paddleboard, whatever the case may be, Tigakay is like close to there. And then it's also more recently developed, so you're gonna have a lot of newer communities, new construction. The schools in South Carolina for Tigakay and Fort Mill, I've also heard really great things about. So if you have young kids, or even if you don't have kids, some people simply want to buy into areas that have good school districts for the purposes of resale, because you know that those areas are going to be highly sought out whether you have kids or not. And it's just a really cute place, very up to date, same as Fort Mill. And the thing about it is, if you look up Tigakay and Fort Mill in your phone and on your maps, you will see just how close it is to Charlotte. Like, it takes maybe 15 minutes, 20 minutes to get there, if that. Like, it's literally right on the other side of Charlotte in South Carolina. Also, Tigakay and Fort Mill, South Carolina has lower property taxes than North Carolina, but I believe that North Carolina has a higher sales tax, if I'm not mistaken, than South Carolina. Do your research, but I really like those areas. I haven't explored much, but for the time that I do show properties there, I really like what I see. It just, again, it feels very open and inviting and like not stuffy and just new. I love that. And then the very last place on my list is Indian Trail. So Indian Trail is also South Charlotte. There's a trend here. Good school districts, also really nice parks. If you're looking to move to Charlotte, we have so many parks. There are so many greenways, places to walk and run. And with Charlotte, they try to cut out bike lanes for the bikers. I feel as though our outdoor space in the greenery here is very nice. And sometimes, because I'm from North Carolina, born and raised here, I kind of take that greenery for granted. Don't really think too much about it because I've seen it my whole life. But I know for out-of-towners and people who come here, that's usually one of the things that they comment on living here in North Carolina, is like our green space. Apparently many cities don't have this. So we're very blessed and fortunate in that aspect. And yeah, Indian Trail gives the same vibes as every other city that I mentioned, which is one of the reasons I will move there. I don't have a lot of other reasons. I did make a video about the places that I would not move to. I think I named it 5 places I wouldn't move to in Charlotte or something like that. So if you have not watched that video, definitely go take a look at it. And most of the reasoning, again, it's just going to be very opposite of why I would move to these places. It may be because it's like crowded, congested, dirty looking, no accessibility, things like that. So I did make a video about that. I think that those areas and neighborhoods are a great place to start when you're moving to Charlotte, like if you're considering to move here and relocating, or even if you currently live here but you're just looking for more space. Maybe you live in Uptown or Plaza Midwood or Noda, Dilworth. And I just love that everything's like more spread out. So I don't know. I hope you guys found this video to be helpful. Again, as I stated in the beginning of the video, I do feel as though my reasoning is a little bit more shallow. Like my line of logic, my thinking, but I like what I like. And I think that's okay. But if you are in need of a real estate agent to get you into your next property, to walk you through the steps, send me an email. I do have lender partners on standby to help you with the pre-approval process so you can find out how much you are pre-approved for. And I can also get you set up with different areas that you wish or different criteria for your home search in both North Carolina and South Carolina. Both my husband and I are licensed real estate professionals in this area, and we would love the opportunity to earn your business if you are considering to move to Charlotte. So yeah, subscribe to the channel, click the like button, comment any questions you have. I do respond, and I will see you guys in my next video. Bye. Sometimes it's soft as a misty rain that gently touches my soul.